thanks very much for being with me today. Today's subject is looking for love, if I recall correctly. To be honest, I forget sometimes. Because, you see, I forget, because that's the funny thing. It doesn't matter what angle we tackle when you want to speak about truth, basically, about what you want to recognize what is truth. It all leads to the same thing. So whether you call it love, right, or peace, or enlightenment, or truth, or it's all the same. Now, of course, if I said like that, I'm like, yeah, maybe or maybe not, or I don't know. All right, you have an idea, or you're thinking about what I'm saying, and once you know it's the other way around, it's just like, you know, and you can say any word you like, and you, like, yeah, sure, it's all it's all the same anyway. So do you mind if I ask you? I'll start like this. What is love to you? Agnes, I'm going to start with you, if that's okay. What is love to you?
$1 million question.
Is it? Okay.
What is love? Well, in my experience of meditation and yoga and sitting in satsang over the years, that love that I experience when I have these glimpses, these moments of glimpsing deep still. So it's that.
Right. Okay, cool. So so you okay, good, brilliant. It's very clear, actually. Thank you.
Okay.
But I'm assuming here the $1 billion or $1 million question, because it's that, but somehow you still you like you said, you've had glimpses, but you don't know what that is. You're not. It's like there's something to go back to, or something to remember, or something to practice, and in a way, correct me if I'm wrong, right? But it's by your intonation, it sounds to me like it's you don't really want to have to look for it anymore. Just want to know. Does that make sense? Am I correct assuming this, or?
Yes, totally. That's
cool.
That's the longing.
That's the longing. It is indeed.
To live from that. Well, of course, I am living from it, but I forget, or I get caught up in thinking.
You get caught up in thinking. You see that that's the thing. It's not possible to get caught up in thinking. You can only think that is what's happening, and that's the whole trick, which is not a trick.
Okay.
But it's no. When I'm saying this, you know, it's in a way you actually hear what I'm saying already, because whatever you experienced is what you experienced. You with me so far? So
yeah,
whatever I experience every day, all right, when I drink my tea, when I have a coffee, when I go for a walk, when I talk, when I blah blah blah, when I have hugs with my cats, because I hug my cats every day, even when I don't want to. You know, that experience is mine, obviously. You won't ever know what my experience is, just like I won't ever know what your experience is. You're with me so far?
Yeah.
So whatever you experienced in that regard that you call love, okay, to go back to your example, only you know what that is. But here's the thing: if you want to live from that, using your words here, you want to relive that experience in a way. You with me as well?
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to relive that experience, well, you won't, because you're looking for an experience, and whenever you look for an experience, you can be sure you won't have that experience. Does that make sense for me? Or do you want me to explain further this point?
Because it was in my head to say in a reply, what is love? Love is an experience. So that blows that theory out as well.
Okay. Yeah, sure. In a way.
see.
And you know, I will tell you what love is. Okay, I can tell you what love is. Very easy. I don't know. Nobody knows. I don't know. Does that make sense? What I'm saying an
That's
idea.
a trick question, Max. Get better.
No, but honestly, I don't know. I don't know. That's a trick. You want to know. You want to experience something. In other way, you want to live from that, whatever that is. All right, and you already are, and you said yourself, you already are, and sometimes you get caught up in thinking, and when you think, the experience, when you think of whatever it is that you don't want to think of, in a way, all right, whenever you experience whatever you don't really want to experience, you think or believe that this is gone, that you're not living from that, but you are, always. That's a trick. You cannot, that's why I'm saying you can only think that you're not. And the truth is, it is that simple. But if I say it like that, maybe you're like, okay. Or maybe you're like, nah, look, I don't know.
Well,
That makes no sense to me.
In response to that is thinking is loud. It like drowns out or something. The knowing, if there is a knowing there.
Yeah.
It can drown it out.
You see that
you know, there's thinking about the next thing. What's the next thing? The next thing. So jumping off into the future. So if you know, the memory of this feeling of what the stillness is, if I'm reaching back, then at the same time I'm having to move forward into the future.
Yeah.
It's a mishmash. Oh God.
It seems like it, and sometimes it's. Let's be. I'm very French in my words, all right. So I can be very brutal, but you know, it's a bit of a pain in the. You know what I mean?
You might shock.
I mean,
Cat,
it sure was for me. Sorry.
You might shock Cat, but not. That language is cool here. I don't know about in Vietnam.
Oh, I understand. It's okay.
You understand, right? Okay.
Yes,
you probably have your own version of that.
Sorry, well, I didn't get what you were saying, Agnes.
I was saying they probably have their own version of that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you guys do, guys. Yeah, I mean we all like to curse, don't we? They're just bad words. It's nice. It's funny. I like it. I think the English language is beautiful for it. Okay, back to the subject. You see, and I'm gonna go to you just in a minute, Kat. I'm not forgetting about you, no worries. I just want to finish with Agnes first, and then we'll go to you, and then we'll just take it from there. And now, okay, actually, it's very interesting because now I'm like, shit, what did I want to tell you, Agnes? and here's the thing. It doesn't matter. Because there is nothing to go back to. Truth, who you are. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. That's it. Truth, who you are, is always there. Okay? But if you try to experience it or remember it or even think of it, it's not. And that's the endless search for this whatever this is, if I'm making sense. Yeah, good. Okay, I'm making sense. Cool. And in other words, you're looking for, let's say, what you are / who you are. And it's very easy. Who you are can only be known, like literally. It can only be known in the instant. If I said, you know who you are, and if I say, no, I'm this, I'm that, well, that's what you think. It's not who you are. You with me as well? Yeah. Okay. Very good. So you are not what you think, Agnes, are you?
Apparently not.
Apparently not. Whatever you think, it's not you. It's what you think. Yeah. And then, oh, could it be that easy? Because that's the truth. It is so easy. It is really that easy. So you're not what you think. Good. So there's that you want to live from. You can only live from that, obviously, because it's you. You're with me as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you forget who you are?
My mind. My mind needs to blow up to
Does
let
it?
go of the idea that I can, but it has this thought that it can. But when I sit with that question,
Mm-hmm. You see, I'm using words and I'm interrupting, right? So that's the way I perceive it. I react straight to what you're saying to
yeah,
get you
ahead.
there, if that making sense, all right? To get you to switch to
Yeah.
so
Please do.
yeah. So that's what you're saying. That it needs to explode. I forgot your word, but something needs to happen. Basically, you need to sit with it. Are you sat right now?
Yes.
Are you sat with anything?
I'm sitting with the sun blazing in my eyes afterwards.
Okay. Cool.
I am.
There is you are. That's what I mean when I say experiencing something. You believe somehow that there's something to go back to. So that's why if I ask you, can you forget who you are? You can forget what you think, right?
Yeah.
But again, you are not what you think. You're with me. Are you following as well, Kat?
Yes.
You with me, Kat? Good.
Yes, yeah.
So you are not, so neither you, Agnes, nor you, Kat, nor me, are, okay, what we think. Because only what we think is what we think. So you can forget what you think. But how could you forget who you are? I mean, who thinks? You. Whoever, let's not try to find this, who is that you, if I'm making sense, okay? It's just, logically speaking, if I say who is thinking, when you are thinking, it's you. But now, if I'm talking and I'm thinking, and it translates into words, obviously. So, who's thinking cannot be forgotten. You can only think that you forget who you are. You with me as well?
Yeah.
Good. So, could you think of who you are?
No.
Very good. Very good. So, bear with me here. You cannot think of who you are, and you cannot forget who you are. I mean, obviously, you can forget your glasses. You know, I forget my glasses. Like, oh God, trust me, enlightened or not, that's safe. Life. But you cannot forget who you are. So whatever it is that you are looking for is who you are. And that's what I mean when I say you can only know who you are. Know, not as in remember. You can remember something, you can remember your thoughts, you can remember what you ate for breakfast, right? You can remember my videos and the seagulls, right? For example. Mm-hmm. But you cannot remember who you are. How could you? Have you tried? You remember what you think. Are you with me still?
Yes.
Good. Are you with us as well, Kat? Yeah?
Yes.
Good. Very good. It's funny somehow, isn't it? What we try to do that makes no sense. I mean, when I say it makes no sense, it's not insulting or anything, right? It's just,
I know.
There must be a way to get there, right? If it's what I am, there must be a way to get there. So we try and try and try. And we can try our whole life. There is nothing to look for. It's not just a nice sentence. You may have heard already, like, there's nothing to look for. It's already all there. And so many people say, no, I know. There's something to look for. If someone says, I know there's nothing to look for, trust me, they don't. You would never say it like that. You just are not looking for anything. Does that make sense what I'm saying? When you know, right?
Yeah, and that's what I sometimes get a bit frustrated when I listen to teachers, if it's okay to call you a teacher, these kind of non-dual thoughts, because I mean,
to my ears, but that's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
You're speaking from knowing to somebody who hasn't had that flip or whatever the switch is yet. And sometimes I just get exasperated because I think, how can I know if I don't know? It's easy for you because you know, but I don't know yet.
Here's the trick. Here's the trick. There is nothing to know. The only thing, which is not a thing that you can know, is who you are. Once you know that, you know that everything else, at best, is an opinion, ideas, concepts. That's why, what is love? I have no freaking fucking clue. Nobody does. But of course, I mean, there's many spiritual masters, teachers, all right, that will point you to who you are, basically saying you are love. Sure. I mean, once you know, like, in a logical way, it makes sense to point. Does that make sense? Sure. It makes perfect sense. They're not lying on anything. You know, it's just their way of pointing. But yes, at some point, because here's the question. Enlightenment cannot be described. You can only know what it is in a way, okay? And there's no one to be enlightened. That's the trick. There's no enlightened state. That doesn't exist. It's just to know that you're full of it, that you're full of shit. As a human being, you're full of it. I'm full of shit. I have no idea what I'm going to say. And that's why it works, because I speak from that, because I know that whatever I say is this. So it makes no sense in a way, and it also makes perfect sense. Are you with me, Agnes?
Once you know, you know.
Once you know, you know. So, okay, here with me. Stay with me. Enlightenment, in a way, is the end of suffering. Like, I'm sure you've heard that somewhere, or you must have, you know. The end of suffering that you create for yourself. It doesn't mean you won't feel pain anymore. It doesn't mean you won't feel what you call love, right? Although, I mean, I never create love, ever. But I do say to my wife, I love you 10 times a day, and I mean it. You know what I mean? But I know the joke of it. No, it doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what I know. Because the only thing that I know is that I don't know. The question is, do you want to keep searching? Or do you want to stop suffering? Like, that's the one question. And I can't answer that for you, but nobody can anyway. But you must know somehow. Do you want to keep searching, Agnes? Haven't you searched long enough?
No,
those spiritual masters who speak from that, like, they know, fuck them, right? Or me even, right? I hate the word teacher. I'm gonna tell you why. Okay. Because there's nothing to be taught. There's nothing to learn. If anything, is to unlearn. But even that is not correct. But it would be more appropriate to say it, I would say. Okay. You've been conditioned your whole life to believing your thoughts, basically. And the truth is they're just thoughts. There's nothing to believe. It's just thoughts. And
yeah, it's an interesting
thing
to play with, that whole thing I've heard you saying. And I suppose that's why I'm here, because it's a new angle.
It
and
is.
this idea of ending the search, therefore ending suffering.
That's it.
Is very attractive.
But you see that's what it is. You see that there's so many people. How can I say? There's so many people that serve their whole life because they think there's something to get, because they don't realize that this very search is the suffering. Kat, I promise I'll be with you in 5 minutes. I'm sorry, I'm not forgetting about you. All right? No, well, nobody.
These are universal. I don't. It's all.
Yeah, it's all universal. But I'm like working with you. That makes sense, Agnes. And then
sure, I know you're using
you,
my word. I appreciate.
But you are. There is nothing to learn. There's nothing. It's just you stop searching for something else than what is. And all I'm saying at the same time is true. and it isn't. It is in the sense that I'm pointing to truth all the time, but its words, thoughts remain at best a vehicle, right? To show what only you can know. Someone else has joined. Give me a second, I'm just going to say hi to that.
Okay, yeah.
Donald?
Donald.
I had a feeling you would come today, Donald. I don't know why. Could have been wrong. Can you hear me, Donald? Ah, there you go.
I can, yes. I was out for a walk and I decided to check this out.
Cool, thank you very much. It's funny, I had a feeling you'd come today. But I'm very, very glad you're here. Like I said to Agnes and to Kat, this is being recorded because it might be used on my website or on Facebook. Is that okay with you, Donald?
That's fine. Yes, that's fine.
Thank you very much. I'm going to go back to Agnes and then go to Kat and to you. So, Agnes, what were we saying again? I forgot again. Oh, I forgot again.
You were talking about language, and sometimes I think that language lets us down. We're trying to explain it, but you're saying so enlightenment can't be explained anyway. So language.
That's a joker. It counts. You see, what I'm trying to do in a way is impossible, but it's also it's possible. And it's what is possible at best is I point you to enlightenment. The one who recognizes it is you, no one else. If anyone tells you I know it for you, just whatever. That's just not true. Okay. Yeah. So the words, which are thoughts, right, are simply a vehicle, okay, to point to the simplest. You see, that's the thing. A lot of people want to have it in a way complicated, and so it's because you believe somehow, when I say you, it's not you personally, all right? It's just you believe that it is complicated, that it must be. I haven't found it yet, so somehow it must be. No, or you must be smart. No. It's if in a way, in most cases, I find that being smart is not a hindrance as such, but it really can be. If you're used to identifying with that level of intelligence, if that making sense to that, because knowledge in that way won't help ever. Yeah. It won't. I'm sure you heard that already, but here's the angle, because I think that's what attracted you. It's the angle from thoughts, right? It's an interesting line, huh? Because it is truly that simple. If you get that, it's two things. You come to know who you are, and you come to know that everything else is a thought. But if I say it like that, it sounds appealing, right? It sounds, okay, that makes sense, but you don't know that yet, in a way, okay? Because the ground is to come to know who you are.
Yeah.
But hold on, weren't we saying that you can only know who you are? You can't forget who you are, right?
Yeah.
Have you forgotten who you are in the time we're speaking? You see my point?
I see the point.
Very
Do
good.
I know the point? That's another question.
Okay, forget the idea of knowing for a second. Okay, forget the idea of knowing for a second.
Okay.
You see the point. Don't overthink it like it's do you know what I mean? It's just, do you see the point or not?
That I can't forget who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. But that's it.
I get that.
But that's it. And it's funny. You see, you're smiling and laughing.
Yes.
Funny. Yes. It's funny because that's the thing. You cannot wake up seriously. You can wake up sincerely, no problem, but not seriously. It's fun. It's fun. There's nothing to know. At some point, you get the joke. There's nothing to know. And that's why I said you can only know who you are. You can't think of who you are. So if you say, do I know who I am? Oh, yes, I know. You thought of it in the meantime. Does that make sense? Between the time you ask yourself the question, and it's fine. It's what the mind does. There's nothing to change here. It's what the mind does. It's just for you to see that's what the mind does. It's your mind. Your mind won't know it. That's why you can only know who you are. There's nothing to do. You just know. And you can't forget. And you can't forget. You can't unknow. You can't remember. Because if you forget about remembering, right? Then it's always here. You're always here. You're with me as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you with us as well, Donald?
I'm sorry?
Sorry, are you following as well?
Am I following? I am.
Good. Cool. Thank you. Just wanted to make sure that you're with us.
Okay. So that's great. Start with a few kind of pause moments in the thinking. I think I'll just keep going back to this. I can't forget who I am, and I can't remember either.
No. Good. Very good. So you know, don't you?
I must.
Aren't you done trying to know? I mean, you know. You know.
Woo.
Good. Very good. That's what I do in the one-to-one sessions I give. All right. It's just in 4 sessions. Basically, in 1 session, you come to know who you are and all what you're not. The 3 remaining sessions are about freeing your mind so that you won't try and come back to remember and come back to know and live from that, like you're saying. You're just done with it, so that you just live your life every day as it is. And the suffering, it's not about removing the suffering, all right? It's just suffering goes all at once or step by step. It depends on the people, but mostly it goes all at once, to be honest. But there's no right or wrong with it, okay? Because if you look to remove the suffering, you look for an experience. Oh, I've lost it.
Right.
I've lost this. But you can't. It's you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It does. Huh? So anyway, and that I keep for the one-to-one sessions. All right. But it's very easy. It's just it frees. It's amazing because it frees everybody. So it's nothing different than what we've done in a way now, with the one big difference that you will not fall back, and that's everything. You will not fall back. I'm not saying that you will now. I hope for you that you won't. You hear what I'm saying?
I know.
But your mind will be freed from thinking in a way that it's not meant to. So looking for the basically existential reasons. I have no idea. Nobody does. Nobody does. And that's enlightenment in a way, right? But again, enlightenment is not like anything, literally. So there is nobody to be enlightened. So, but I can say I'm enlightened because I know what it is. But that's the thing, you have to. I know what it is, but who cares if I know?
You have to know.
But you know as well, it's who you are. It's who you are. It's who you are. You can only think that you don't know. It's just a thought. It's not true. It's just a thought. Nothing of what you think, nothing that I think is true. It's just what I think. Nothing that you think is true is what you think as well. And that's funny. Whatever you think is what you think. There is no right or wrong. But I mean, Buddha has been saying that for thousands of years, right? I mean, that's true. That's all fucking true. It's not complicated like we think it is. It's just very simple. But somehow we have to look for it to, in a way, value the essence of life, which is life. There is nothing else. Does that make sense? And because there is nothing else, oh, wow. Well, that's amazing. Not in the sense that everything's beautiful, flowers, this and that. You know, it's not, that's just BS. It's complete BS. It's just, everything is beautiful. You know it. You're not looking for beauty anymore because it is. And of course, and what you experience every day is mostly your nature shining through, happy, pleasure, content, rest, peace, love, all that you call love, because today it's about looking for love, right? I forgot. You see, that's what it is.
Okay.
I'm going to you, Kat, now. Sorry. Is that okay, Agnes? Is that okay?
Yeah, I have a million questions, but please move on to Kat. Yeah.
Okay, well, you can ask your questions later, all right? No problem.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Dear Kat, have you been following so far?
Yes.
Good.
For me, love is when you love yourself and you attract people around you. But now I am not feeling the love of people around me. Why I receive these energies? Because since I was a child, I have been a spirit. I have seen spirits and demons. I feel that the path to becoming a healer is a long one and full of difficulties. I mean, I need someone by my side to comfort me and can trust, but I haven't found anyone yet, and I cannot feeling any love right now from everyone around me. I feel empty.
Okay.
I just pretend to be happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for sharing. That's very genuine, very honest. It's nice.
Thank you.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you think that love, regardless of what you think it is, okay, your definition of love, will make you happy, unempty, to use your words?
I don't know. I can't think anything right now.
No, but that's you see that's normal. You're used to wanting something in a way better that will make you happy, that will have you get you this state of enjoying life in a way. And it's natural. Everyone wants that. All right, there's nothing wrong with that. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
But you imagine that having this or that will make you basically happy, will give you this, what you think you're missing. Now, I'm not talking here about, I just want to make something clear. I'm not talking here about, you know, people who are hungry because people who, I don't know, countries where there are wars, something. It's not, of course, that they don't want war, okay? They don't want to be hungry. This is not what I'm talking about here, okay? I'm not talking about that kind of, this is something else, all right? So, but this is what you're looking for, love, is who you are, is your nature. You are love itself. I don't want to confuse you here, Agnes. If I use those words, I'm using those words for cats, all right? To stick to it. It doesn't change anything to what I told you, all right?
I know.
Good. So long as you look for it, you think you're missing it. Does that make sense what I'm saying? And because you think you're missing it, you think that you're empty. You're with me as well. Now, all of that is what you think. Are you following?
Yes.
Now, I'm going to ask you a question. Is what you think true?
Sure.
Yes? Okay. What you think is what you think. So far, so good?
Yeah.
It's nothing else than what you think. Maybe you don't like what you think, you don't like what you feel, okay? It's not about you liking or not. I'm not saying that there's no right or wrong in the way you feel, okay? Not at all. This is not what I'm saying here. You hear what I'm saying. I'm not saying, oh, you're wrong for thinking that. Not at all. It's not the angle. I'm just trying to show you here that what you think is what you think.
Just that simple.
Huh?
You know,
I apologize. What are you saying?
and it's just that simple and not that hard.
Exactly. It is that simple. It is that simple. It's what you think. So if it's what you think, it's not true. It's what you think. Very good. You understand?
Yes.
Very good. And suddenly, oh, you smile. Oh. And when you smile, are you looking for love still? You are? When you are smiling.
When I see others happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they smile. They maybe today they eat breakfast. They fall just that. It's that simple.
Yeah. Okay. So right now I'm smiling. Sorry. Okay. Right now I'm really smiling. Okay. When I smile, there's nothing else than what I'm done in my smile. I can have thoughts at the same time. Okay, sure, but I'm aware of my smile or not. If you're not aware of your smile, then you think you need something else, and you're missing the obvious that you are already smiling. And that's amazing. There's nothing else. It's this smile. Of course, this smile. I mean, I don't smile all the time. But sometimes like, I'm angry. You know, happens. Sure, it's life. You know, it's life. When I'm angry, I'm angry. I'm not sad. I'm angry. When I'm sad, I'm sad. When who cares about me? Just to give you examples, right? We don't care about me. But you see what I mean? So whatever you are looking for, which you call love today, okay? Say tomorrow you find it, okay? So you found the romantic love and the love in people that are around you, okay? So they I don't know, kind people. Now it's all I wish for you. So I'm not saying it's wrong to want that, okay? Not at all. It's natural. I'm not saying you shouldn't, okay? But what I'm asking is, if you get that in a way, don't you think you will want something else at some point? You know, you're used to it. Does that make sense? And that is the search for something else always. And that is suffering. So not to say that you won't experience this love in your life. It's all I wish for you. That's what you want. You know, there's nothing wrong with that again. It's about knowing that nothing that you look for can make you happy. Now, it doesn't mean that nothing, okay, sorry, let me be clear here. Nothing that you look for, as in searching, makes you happy. Why? Because you're searching. If you're searching for it, you think you're missing it, but you're not. It's what you think. Again, it's just a thought. It's not true. Do you understand that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Isn't that freeing a little bit?
Yes.
No, not yet. This search is the suffering. Do you understand when I say search? So it's like looking for love, for example, or looking for something else, happy, peace, enlightenment, all that. That's the suffering. Enlightenment is when that search stops. Because then every day is enjoyed as it is. Does that make sense as well, what I'm saying?
Yes.
Good.
Okay. Good, good.
Good, good, or bad? You can tell me, no, it's fine, you know, just I want to help you. You don't want to help me, I'm fine. Don't look to help me, just I want to help you, right?
I'm just thinking, can I be okay tomorrow? Just that.
I don't know. You see, that's yeah, that's a search. Do you see the system? It's just a habit of the mind. It's a habit that you okay, now I'm okay. Oh, but will I be okay tomorrow? Or you know, you won't be okay if you think that you won't be okay, right? You see what I mean here?
Yes.
Again, it's a thought. So it's not about not thinking this. I want to make that clear. It's not, you cannot control your thoughts. That's the trick. You cannot control your thoughts. It's about getting the point that it is just a thought. So it comes and it goes. If it comes, I'm unhappy. And oh, it goes. That's what meditation points to. Do you know what I mean? That's what meditation is. It's just, there is no state of meditation. It's a technique. It's a practice to try and be aware, but you're always aware. Always. Agnes is smiling. I like that.
The irony.
Yes and no, because I'm sure I hear you, the irony, because somehow you think that that's aware brings you something, but you are aware always. You see what I mean? It's a search again. Aren't you fed up with that search? Makes no sense, does it? Do you know what I mean? It makes no sense. I mean, sure, once it makes no sense, it's again, there's nothing wrong with that, but that's suffering. So in a way, people choose to suffer always. I mean, again, I'm not talking about physical pain. I'm not talking about that's different, right? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about world hunger. Okay, I'm not talking about things like that.
Yeah, it's a big club, though. The suffering.
It's a big
club. There's great belonging to be searching together. You know, there's.
I'm not sure I'm following. Sorry, can you?
Just that, you know, say for me, I have a bunch of friends who are also always meditating, searching, believing that they haven't got it. It's quite a club to be in. So if I was to get it then and not be searching, I'd be out of the club. The mind is it's tricky.
You'd be out of the club and you'd be missing. You see, again, that's why the sessions, the words of magic, your final transformation, the whole program covers everything. And it seems complicated. It's not. So for example, this, not to say that you wouldn't, honestly, you wouldn't fear that anymore. honestly, it's just, if you get the point you want, it's not to say that it can't cross your mind, but it's like, it's life. I'm not saying that, again, that you shouldn't meditate, that you shouldn't be with your friends. It's possible that your club changes a bit, it's possible, but maybe not. Maybe not. And maybe those people from the club will say like, oh, something happened to Agnes. What's that? That's what I want. Because that's what they want. That is what they want, trust me. Otherwise, they wouldn't be meditating. But that's what everybody wants, to be happy, right? Except happiness is not as an experience, comes and goes, right? But it's not a state. It's not you are happy always. You can only think you're not. That's the trick. That's the whole trick is there. You can only think you're not. It's a thought, not true. It's a thought. It's what you think. Do you see what I mean? And the habits go because you will have seen from the roots, from the scratch, what is true. And that I can't cover on an hour session. On a one-to-one, but it's different. But yeah, it is so. It is so simple, that you're so used to thinking in a way. It's got to be complicated. Oh, I'm gonna miss something. It's got to be complex. It's got to be this, that your mind has a habit to go through it, and that's one of the things as well that we see. Just habits. What is a habit but a thought you are used to? See my point as well. It's just a thought as well. It doesn't exist. There is no pattern. It's what you think. It's all what you think. And once you get that again, like, oh yeah, it's just a thought. It's gone.
Maybe I think I always think too much.
You don't. But I mean, don't. I completely understand. I mean, like I used to think so much, to overthink. Like to analyze everything. My God, you would have seen me still 4 years ago. Just worlds apart, right? And at some point, I woke up. You know, because I fucking wanted to. Like, I'm done with my bullshit. Like, I want to be done with it. And I want to be done suffering. There must be a way. Come on, you know that it's not life. And that's why you look for something, because you know that it's not what life is about. So you think a lot, Kat, okay?
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with thinking a lot. But if you think there's something wrong with it, then you think even more. Because you think that you shouldn't think that much. You with me as well? That's the whole trick. There is nothing wrong with thinking a lot. Maybe there are some thoughts that you have that you don't want. It's different. It's what I'm saying. And those thoughts, if you don't want them, then again, you think you shouldn't have them. And then you think of those thoughts. It's the whole elephant in the room. I love this one. The elephant in the room. The obvious, the unmissable. That if I ask you not to think of an elephant, what do you think of?
Me, myself.
Okay, but stay with me here. Sure, fair enough. Okay, fair point, but stay with me. Kat, I'm talking to you here. The overthinker. Do not think of an elephant. It's not possible not to think of an elephant. Yes, I mean, if I say do not think of an elephant, you have to think of an elephant at least for a tenth of a second. Or you imagine, I don't know, there's something happening. And then something else in your mind, sure, no problem. But it's not, what my point is, if you tell your mind to do something or not to do something, it doesn't work. And that's why the search is horrible. You see the point, Agnes, here? Because, hey, but I can't get out of it. You're right. That's the answer. You can't get out of it. So stop trying. And boom, the elephant is not there anymore. You understand, Kat?
Yes. That means I just accept it.
Sorry?
That means I just keep calm and let it be.
No, because if you say that, you're gonna try to stay calm, and if you try to stay calm, well, you won't be. I mean, whenever I try to stay calm, trust me, I'm. You know? It's just there's nothing wrong with not being calm, but it's, you see, it's because you have a habit of, again, analyzing this. Okay, that's why, like I said, the ground is to come to know who you are, because if you know who you are always calm. Always. Doesn't matter what your body, laptop, the mind, I call it laptop, basically. Okay, the brain actually, I call it a laptop, not the mind. Bit different, or anyway, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what your body, laptop feels or thinks or analyzes, okay? It won't stop analyzing ever, but it will stop analyzing what can't be analyzed, which is the very essence of life. It's a tool. Your mind is not against you, Kat, never. Your mind is trying to help you. Your mind is your servant. Today you think maybe that you're a slave to your mind. You overthink, right? But in truth, it's the other way around. Your mind is your servant. Of course, it's your mind. Your mind is perfect, it's yours. There's nothing wrong with your mind, nothing with nobody. It's a lot, huh? I know it's a lot. I know. It's okay. I'm going to go to Donald for a bit. Is that okay? Kat?
Yes.
Is that okay? Or do you have a question maybe right now?
No, I just understand. Yeah.
You understand? Okay, good.
Yes.
If you have a question later, no problem. Okay. Donald, dear Donald.
Yes, I'm here.
Hello.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Do you mind putting the webcam on? You don't have to. It's just honestly, it's easier for me to. expressions show a lot.
I think I will leave it for now because I need to get off this call shortly. But
Okay.
I didn't want to be rude and disappear.
All right.
I appreciate what you're doing, and I'd be happy to join you again. How frequently are you doing? Are you doing these regularly?
I'm trying, but that depends. I'm trying every once or twice a month. But if you like, what I can suggest to you instead, I mean, I'll tell you the next one, no problem, all right? And you're very welcome to come. But if you like, what I do at the moment is I give 3 exploratory sessions, one-to-one, for 45 minutes, where basically we just talk together. And whatever question, whatever comes naturally, if that makes sense, just like today, just like comes and goes. And if you like, we can schedule some. You've asked to join the group today. I've seen. I think, if I recall, you have. Yeah. So you're in the Facebook group, aren't you?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure actually. I may be.
I recall having seen a request from you. So look, if
that's possible, all right. That's
if I send you, I'm going to write it down before I forget. If I send you later a direct message to see if you'd like a free one-to-one 45 minutes. There's no commitment or anything other than to show up. That would be nice. But you see what I mean?
That's perfectly good. Yeah.
Good. Okay, I'll contact you later today then. All right.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Cool. Okay. You feel free to stay. Is there something you'd like to say or to add at this stage, or? Well,
no. I only that the language you speak is somewhat familiar to me.
Okay.
I just came back from a walk and I was having similar thoughts. Unintentionally or unplanned, I was having similar thoughts about being hijacked by our thoughts, and we think that we are the hijacker. But anyway, that's maybe a little too complicated for now.
Is it?
Basically, I sometimes think of us as the ocean, thinking that we're the waves, stuff like that.
Yeah. You see that's why that's exactly why you have an understanding of it, all right, and then just thoughts, but this is not freeing because it's all thinking. There's nothing wrong with that, obviously, but it's all thinking, and that's the trick. Once you come to know once and for all who you are, you don't ever doubt it anymore. Then the shift happens, that you are not thinking anymore that you're the waves or the ocean, or if I'm making sense, to try and take your words here. It's you simply know who you are / what you are. It doesn't matter. It's you always anyway. And the search.
That's all good. I think we'll leave it there for today, if that's
cool.
Okay.
That's fine, Donald. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, I'll let you go. Sorry, I speak a lot. Thanks very much for coming, Donald. Thank you very much.
That's fine. Agnes, obviously you're Irish, yeah? I said, obviously you're Irish. You got my name correct.
Oh, I am, yeah. Tipperary.
You're down in Tipperary, yeah?
Sorry.
All right. You're down in Tipperary?
I am.
Yeah, I'm in Dublin, but I grew up in Kerry.
Oh, nice.
Okay, nice to meet you all.
Nice to have you here, Donald.
Okay, thank you.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Sorry, my son was in there distracting me.
That's okay. So back to you guys. It will be almost time, but you know it's okay. We can go on for 5-10 minutes if you don't have to go straight away. Just so that maybe if there's something else that Agnes, you were saying you're saying you had questions.
Well, there were questions coming up just about this. You know, you were saying, or I might have read on your website, that you were listening to a song and then all the conditioning fell away. Simple as that. But I suppose what I was wondering then, does it change over time? Or is it the same then from that moment of knowing? Does the knowing get more solid? I suppose that's what you're talking about, that if we do the one-to-ones, that
it drops.
Solidifies or something.
It drops. It's a very, very fair question. And the truth is, whatever I say to you right now to that question, it wouldn't be satisfying to you, because you'd be satisfied with that question only once you are in a way done. Now, when I say done, because when I say done, it's not as in you don't think anymore, right? It's not. I mean, it's as in.
You mean done searching?
Done, exactly, perfectly, done searching, and
yeah.
And done searching. Well, I can tell you what happened to me, but it's what happened to me, right? And what happened to me is nothing. It's a homecoming. It's the best way I can describe it. It's like you come to know what you've always known, but this time you actually know. And maybe you'll realize that over and over again. So maybe this one moment I speak of is because it was the one moment for me that was clear, that was like, wow, that's it. But it's not like, it is extraordinary in the most simple possible way. It's not, I don't have wings suddenly coming from my back, you know what I mean? I don't have a bright aura, not that BS imagination. You know what I mean? It's you just, oh yeah, that's it. Of course that's it. Oh, of course that's it. But my God, I've always known that. But I don't really know. But I know. But it's fine. It's fine. It doesn't matter. It's just thoughts. That's how it goes.
I would say you had moments, like I talk about glimpses. Would you say you had moments of getting that before?
So what I would say is
intellectual.
So there is recognizing who you are. Okay, so recognizing is just for like what when you talked about those glimpses earlier, all right? So that would be the way you say it. I tend to think it's not even recognizing. It's you've seen and straight away you've made it an experience. Oh, that's it. Wow, this. Do you know what I mean? That's what I want. And then you want to go back into it, but there's nothing to get back to. Now, recognizing who you are is just when you say, "Oh yeah, okay, I know. That's it. That is." You've seen clearly that this what you look is who you are. All right. That's recognizing. Now, maybe you can recognizing once is enough, but maybe you need to recognize 5, 10, 15 times. I don't know. All right. Until, or 100, doesn't matter. Okay. Until you know there is no need for recognition anymore, because you're with me here. Very good. Now, once you know who you are, that's the ground. And so I had many of these recognitions myself. And my God, my path was horrible. I'm young, I'm 34, so in a way, my God, I'm happy that I'm done with, and I have the rest of my life. Hopefully, can die tomorrow, but hopefully not. That to enjoy, But the first 33 years were horrible. That's why I completely understand where you're coming from, and it's painful. Anyway.
So what I am here is recognizing is also a thought.
Recognizing is also
a thought.
A thought. Yes. Everything's a thought. Everything's a thought. So yes, it's a very good way to put it, actually. Yes. Yes. You see, you think there's something to recognize. There isn't. That's why it's a home. But we have to use words, right? The limitation of words. That's why I try to explain. Recognizing, knowing, and then enlightenment. Your mind is freed forever. It doesn't mean that you don't question what you're gonna eat tonight. All right, trust me, that stays. But it's not an issue anymore, in a way. And if it's an issue, it lasts 5 seconds, 10 seconds. There's just that everything becomes lighter. because of course you're not really suffering. You're not suffering anymore. Your body feels. You think. You can. I can think I'm a piece of shit. I can think that about myself. I would never allow myself to think that before, because I thought if I think that, that's the end of my life. Does that make sense? Like, that's it. The proof that I'm worth nothing. You know what I mean? It's a horrible feeling, right? But once you know it's bullshit, once you know that whatever you think is bullshit, you can have that thought, no problem. I'm a piece of shit. Funny. But, it's just a thought. And that's freedom. That's freedom.
Yeah. It's interesting. I'm noticing that the fear of who will I be then?
Who will you be?
Relating to a world where most people are going to still be conditioned and not knowing. I'm already a little bit different to everybody else, so what am I gonna be now?
That's what you think. You're right. You are, and I even go further. You are 100% different to everybody else. 100%. I mean, there's no one like you, is there? Come on. Good. You see my point here?
You have to fit in somehow. I'm back to this whole belonging.
It's fine. Yeah, you want to belong, sure, but there's nothing to. You see, what I hear from what you're saying is that you fear to lose something.
Yeah.
See what I mean? You fear to if the fear of enlightenment, in a way, the fear of waking up. Nothing changes, and that's the whole change. It's the best way I can put it. Nothing needs to change. Nothing. The search is wanting to change or fearing to change. Life is change itself. Does that make sense? It's just, of course, right? I mean, you can see it, smell it, whatever, okay? But who you are, is the one constant that never changes. That's it. And you cannot, whatever does not fit for your own well-being, let's put it like this, in a way will go. Because you know that you create all that and you're like, whatever, I don't want that. So that fear of belonging, it's yeah, I mean, so long as you want to belong, how can I say this? So long as you want to belong, you believe to be, at least for that, a separate entity. You believe to be a someone that needs to fit with other people. But look, I mean, I've always been very sociable, but at the same time, I love to be alone. Nothing of that's changed. I love to see people, to talk to people like this, like I'm doing now. But having someone apart from my wife, but on the longer run, the same person, like, no, that's not for me. And I had enough. I don't mean bad to anybody. It's just, and that doesn't change, for example, or that didn't change for me anyway. But this need to belong is suffering. Because you think you're missing something, you're not. Aren't you perfect like the way you are right now? What's missing? Nothing. Not to say that you shouldn't be with friends. That's what I'm saying. It's fine. Nothing wrong with that. You want to be, you go with friends. Nothing needs to change, is what I'm saying. If I wake up, then what? Look, it can't be worse than now. Right? That's it.
I suppose just one last question then is this.
Sure.
So in the face of people around you being sick or wars, like you mentioned, or hunger situations where there's really difficult things going on, where you're relating now, does that get easier to be with?
Yes and no. I mean, I hardly think of it. It's suffering. Right? Which doesn't mean I don't care. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying here. Because, we have a tendency to believe that not thinking is not caring. Not caring is not, does that make sense what I'm saying? You have to be a certain way to care. It's not. You care. You care what you care about. You like what you like. You know what I mean? You think what you think. I've always been very sensitive, okay? And I've always been very caring about people in that way, wanting for everybody to be all right. I mean, why, like, it makes no sense not to be all right. That's always been what I did, okay? And that's why, it's probably why, if I want to analyze it, that's why I do what I do now that I'm awake. I'm like, of course, what I'm going to do, I'm going to wake people up. Because I want them to stop suffering. I don't need to know you, not to want you to suffer, to want you not to suffer, sorry. And so this being sensitive as such does not change, but there is no clinging to the suffering anymore. So for example, if I watch a movie and I see animals being killed, like I can't stand it. That's in a way that's become even worse. And I'm angry, but I don't think that should change. So there is no suffering with that. You see what I mean? That's freedom. Nothing needs to change. Nothing can change. And that's the change. That is all the change. So is it easier? In a way, yes. In a way, yes.
Well,
But it's better than that. Sorry, I'm going to talk in a second. I just want to finish my thoughts. It's better than that. I don't ever think of that anymore. Whatever this today is a question, so this today is a level of suffering, this goes away. So you just, in a way, you may even forget that you used to think like that. Like now, you're reminding me of it because you're asking me the question, so it triggers something, right? But other than that, I never think of it, never. So in a way, I forgot. Do you know what I mean? Often, so often, I talk to people on the streets, whatever, at the shop, wherever, and I can see a reaction in them, and like they're upset or something. And I mean, don't misunderstand, I can be very upset myself, but they're upset and they're about something, and I'm like, but why? And it takes me a long time to say, oh, yeah, I used to do that. That's true. You forget. You forget. Why would you want to remember? It's pain. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, I suppose you want to feel empathy for them, but it's hard to connect with it when you're not doing that anymore. Good.
You are empathetic. Is that the word? Naturally. Does that make sense? So I'm saying when you care naturally. Being empathetic is the whole search for love. You have to be a certain way. So whole looking for love, and that's a great way I think to end today. Looking for love. This empathy. You have to be a certain way to be a good person. That's the other way around. Thinking this is good, it's not. It's forcing yourself. It's being unfriendly towards yourself in a way, and so towards other people. Yeah. Let them be. You can't control what people think or feel. I know. I've tried enough. Trust me. I give up. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
I'd say I'm going to you in a second, Kat. I'd say, Agnes. I mean, I'm going to run that event, a similar event in 2 to 3 weeks again, and you're more than welcome to come. But with the way I see it, I'd say you might want to consider doing the Words of Magic. Actually, there's a price for it. So I mean, I don't want to. That's up to you. I'm not a hard seller. I hate that bullshit. Okay, I hate that. Whatever. Okay, but I'm generally saying here, you may want to. Just stick around, listen to my videos, just come in the group if you're not. Oh, yeah, no, you are in the group actually. I think you are in the. Okay, ask questions there. Just whatever. But at some point, just you might want to ask yourself the question like, okay, do I still want to question? Do I still want to search, or do I want to be done? If you want to be done, that's when look, I'm going for the Words of Magic. I'm going for the whole thing, and we'll have a laughter. I promise you, we'll have a laughter. We'll have a good time.
Well, today's been lovely. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thanks very much for coming. It's very nice. Kat, dear Kat.
Yes.
Is there something you would like to add, to question, to ask? I don't know. To share. No? Sorry. Take your time. You're right. I'm impatient. Sorry.
About the spirits around me.
Okay.
When I see, sometimes they annoy me. So what can I do? And so what can I say with them? What can I deal with them? I don't know.
Okay. I voluntarily did not respond to that earlier, but I can respond to that now if you like. I voluntarily didn't because do you want me to be brutally truthful here? Do you want me to respond to you, Kat? With 100% honesty?
Yes.
There is no spirit. It's what you think. None of that is true. It's not true. Bear with me for a second. If you think of a bird now, okay? Can you think of a bird? Imagine, whatever, okay? Yeah? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. That's what you're thinking, right? It's what you're imagining, visualizing. I don't know how it appears for you, but it's a thought, either way. Yeah? Okay. Okay. Now, before I asked you to think of a bird, you were not thinking of a bird. Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
So I want you now to think of a spirit, a good spirit. What you think to be a good spirit. Can you do that for me? Not a bad one, just a good one. Are you thinking of a spirit now?
Yes.
It's what you think as well, right? Is it true?
Yes.
So the spirit is true.
Just a thought.
Sorry?
Just a thought.
It's just a thought, exactly. That's what I mean when I say, is it true? Is it a thought is a thought. It's not true, it's a thought. You see what I mean?
Yes.
Very good. Very good. So those bad spirits, they're only your imagination. It's not true. So if you think of your spirits again, it's okay. I'm not telling you not to think of them. It's okay. You can't control that. But because you heard once that it's a thought and you're like, okay, that makes sense, maybe you will realize again that they're just thoughts. And that's how your spirits will go. If you want them to go. Those bad spirits. They are just thoughts. But they can also just be gone just now, no problem. Because you have realized already that it's just a thought. It's not true. It's the power of the mind. It's tremendous. Being enlightened is not ever being deluded by your mind anymore. It's another way to say it anymore. Because you know the power of it. Your mind is powerful, is meant to be powerful, will always be powerful, but you won't believe the bullshit that comes from it anymore because it's all bullshit. Nothing of what you think is true, it's just what you think. And that's amazing. That's the amazing beauty of life. Wow. Can you imagine the power you have? It's your power. It's not mine. It's not Agnes. It's your power as an individual to be able to think that there are spirits. There are no spirits. But so long as you believe that in a way, you will experience it to be true. But it's an experience, it's not true. Does that make sense? Is it helpful?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, no.
Comes
Okay.
to part of our identity, though, doesn't it? While I was listening to you there, I just felt suddenly overwhelmed with sadness.
Okay.
What we believe, what the mind throws out, any old shit, we believe it and we suffer, and I feel such sadness for that.
Okay.
I see it, see it in myself, I see it around me. But I see that for some of us, it becomes such an identity. So if I believe I see or hear spirits, it becomes part of my identity, and I cling on to it. It's back to my question, who am I then if I wake up and realize it's only a thought?
That's the thing. Who are you then? Like I said, you can only know who you are. If you know who you are, who am I is no longer a question, because you know. And you are not what you think. It's very interesting that you would go there, because you see, you guys, it's the logic of it is implacable. It's perfect. It's so the mind is so powerful. It's like, okay, now if I'm not my thoughts, then what is my identity? And here's the thing: what you call your identity, what is it but thoughts that you think to be you? There is no identity, and that's freedom. If there is no identity, you do what you want, don't you? You see my point as well here? Do you want to be free? Free of identity. There is no Agnes, is what you think. There is no Max. The ultimate, that's it. I mean, another way of real enlightenment is just, you know that there is nobody controlling anything. Yeah, control. That's the BS. You can't control anything. You can't. So even if for example, even if I say, oh, today I'm going to speak about that during the event we have today. I'm going to talk about looking for love. There is nobody to control that. I'm saying today I'm planning to do it. Does that make sense? So it's not that you don't plan things anymore. It's fine. It's just, you know, again, the BS of it. So you do, you don't do. Who cares? But it's not a saddening. Who cares? You hear my point here. It's wow. I can do what I want. I'm free. You're free. So that's what I'm saying. It's a choice to suffer. This sadness, not to say that you won't ever feel sadness, okay? Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But this, for example, I don't know, someone close to you dies. I mean, something happens to my wife and I'd be devastated, enlightened or not. It doesn't change that. But I'm not expecting it to be different. The truth is, I don't know how to react. We like to think that we know. I have no idea. I'm expecting to be sad, yes, but I don't know. And that's the same thing. This sadness that you're creating will go. I mean, do you want to feel that, honestly? Do you know what I mean?
It just rose there, listening to the craziness of what the mind does. It was like a response to that.
There is no response. There is no response. It's what the mind does. That's the trick. Yeah. You see, there is no response. That's a search again. It's all a thought. Good, very good, very good. Come on. Isn't that amazing? You know, just no, not yet. Yes. I mean, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with the way you react now. So you can't control that either. I'm just trying to point you to the BS of it again, basically. But it's fine. If you're sad, you're sad. It's, you know.
That BS of it. But that's a thought. It's stuck in the BS of it.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You be sad, and where does that lead you? Like, don't want to be sad anymore. You know. So naturally, you stop being sad because, again, not that I'm not ever sad, but it's become such a tiny, teeny part of my life. Do you know what I mean? I don't waste force on it, and I don't need to tell myself don't be sad. It just goes because hey, happiness is your nature. You can only think that you're not happy. It's a fault. Again, sorry, yeah?
Sorry, I could stay asking you questions all day. Do you want to finish up?
I will have to, but it's okay. Let's go for one last question and then we'll finish up. It's all right.
Well, do you feel some somatic experience in your body. Like when I was listening to you talking to Kat there at one stage, I could feel like excitement or some frizzing of energy in my physical self.
Okay. In your physical self.
Do you know what I mean? My body.
I know what you mean, but do you know what you mean? But I know exactly what you mean.
So alive.
Okay, I'm not. I'm just pointing you to. But it's okay. I think you hear me here. There is no self. There is no self. It's just there is no physical. So there is no physical self. There's only who you are, whatever this is, whoever this is. But okay, yes, of course, you will always feel, but there's no clinging to it anymore. There is no I should or I shouldn't. That's clinging, right? Clinging to suffering and wanting pleasure, basically happiness or whatever. There's neither of those, and anyway. And of course, if I start thinking, of course, I want to be happy. I am happy. I don't ever look for happiness anymore because I am. That is me. I cannot find it more than what is. So of course, what I experience is smile, laughter, sure, tears as well. I feel my body, of course. There is no. That's the way it works. You don't expect things to be different than the way they are. You stop noticing in a way. You just, oh yeah, okay, my body. And the other thing is, once you wake up and you know who you are, whatever you feel, whatever you think, whenever you're a bit, I don't know, upset or whatever, most of the time, it's because of what you ate or your physical health, I want to say. And your physical health, the best way to treat it is food, exercise, sleep, all the basics, basically. I don't want to go there today, all right? I'm just saying, basically, yes, I still feel, but it's not the same. And yet it's the very same, but it's not.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Kat?
Yes.
I may have been annoying with you. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be. Just trying to help you. There is no right or wrong in your questioning, Agnes, Kat, and anybody. There's no path that is better than another. All roads lead to Rome. Is that the saying? Is that the expression, I think? That's true. It's just you need to come to know that you already are in Rome, basically. So it is. Anything, a last question or comment or anything, Kat? Do you want me to go on about the spirits? I don't know, or anything else?
Maybe I'm just trying to be myself. I'm really trying to be soft.
Do you are you following me on YouTube, Facebook, something, anything, Kat?
I just knew I just find you on Facebook
Okay.
on group. Yeah.
Okay, so I would suggest to continue to maybe watch the videos. I have a podcast as well. Listen to a podcast. See, don't force yourself, right? If it's something you listen, it doesn't talk to you. It's fine. You don't have to listen to me. That's what I'm saying. But if it helps somehow, keep listening, and because when you listen, you hear, and that's one of the words of magic. Actually, is that there's nothing to do to listen. It's just like when you listen to music, or like you've been listening today. You haven't done anything. You don't need to try to understand to hear. You're simply listening, because when you listen, that's when you hear. You hear that there's nothing to think of. Good. So maybe follow me if you like. ask me questions if you want to join the Facebook group as well. Ask me questions directly on the group, no problem. I'm always happy to know. But there's nothing to do, because you said you'll try to be happy. I understand. I completely understand where you're coming from. You just keep living and see. Life is beautiful. And if there are things you don't want in your life, you don't go towards it. It doesn't have to be all at once. It doesn't have to be, step by step. It's okay. There's no right or wrong pace. Yeah. It's okay. I know, in a way, I know the suffering you're in. I know. I've been there. Trust me. Not for the same reasons, not the same story. Okay. But it is painful. Let it be painful when it is painful, and you see it goes away. That's how it goes away. If you let it be. What up? I'm annoyed. I'm sad. I'm angry. Be angry. It's okay. It is okay. And then, and maybe you'll be angry at me because you say, oh, but Max said to be angry, but I don't like it. What did Max say? It's fine. React like this. It's fine. No problem. It's you waking up. It's you waking up to the BS of your mind. You're a beautiful person. You're a very beautiful person. I think you need to hear that. You're a very beautiful person. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just what you think. You see, I'm being very emotional myself, for example, right now, Agnes. Of course. But I'm not expecting it to be different. I don't like to see somebody suffering. That's why I do what I do. I want to wake up the world. I'm not kidding. I want to wake up the world. I will. I don't know how, I don't know when, but I will. That if that's the last thing I do, does that make sense? But there's no clinging to that either. I do it good. It doesn't. There's nothing wrong. There's no right or wrong. It's all just a thought. It's all just a game. Okay, Kat?
Yes.
Good.